Alright, so for my topic, I chose preparing for college financially. So the three main accounts that you want to be saving up for are your car fund, your savings for college, and spending cash. And the car fund may not be included if you plan on living nearby or there's not bad weather like there is in North and South Dakota. Um, a student should be putting this money away during high school, and they should use their graduation gifts and the money that they make from their jobs to supply these funds. Um, the car fund and your savings account, which at this point are used mainly in college situations, and spending cash are all included. Out of all these three accounts, savings should all throughout your life be your main account and have the most money. Second, during high school should be your car fund, because if you're going to college any place that has winter, especially BHSU, you'll need a car with four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. And most of our parents are not willing to spend at least 10 grand on a college car. You may want to consider buying this car in January or February before you go to college. You also want to take out a loan for this car. This way you can build up some credit, but have a small loan, so a big down deposit on the car. So by the time you get out of college, it can be paid off. Building your credit like this will allow you to get a credit card and other loans later on, and it will also make renting an apartment much easier. Last is spending cash, which we want the least amount of money into. Keep in mind your junior and senior year of high school, what adult items you will need in the coming years. You should always be trying to use spending cash on these items you are going to need in the future. Try to buy as many of these items as you can by the end of your senior year, and put the money you make for the summer into your savings. Take college courses in high school. It may sound weird to take college courses while in high school, but it is one of the smartest things you can do to save money and get into the workforce faster and get better retirement. Not taking college courses in high school is one of my biggest regrets, because in accounting I have to take more credits than most other degrees, and it would have been a lot easier than trying to fit a 5-year degree in 4 years. It also will take off a load and would have made my pretty boring senior year a little bit more interesting. College in the state that you do dual credit will also take a huge discount off of the class. You will end up spending way more money on a college course than you will a dual credit class. As harsh as this may sound to some of you, you need to try to pick a major and stick to it at least. Don't get too far into your major when you have a feeling or are on the edge about it. If you are unsure about things, you may want to start just by taking the general classes that you'll need for every degree, and maybe even taking a gap year. At this point, your generals will be well worth the money, and you won't be wasting money. Also, to figure out your major faster, you may want to try joining clubs or maybe just shadowing someone for a day. If you do need a break in between high school and college, I suggest trying to get a job that you may be interested in at least the field. Build your credit. Here is where buying a vehicle could come in handy. Getting a cosign loan to buy something big like a car your senior year can help immensely in real life. Paying off this loan right away can give you a better chance of getting an apartment and many other things. Credit score is huge. Getting your credit score started early is extremely important, because the main thing about credit is that it depends on how long you've had a credit score. So you want to try to start as soon as you can. I suggest in your senior year or when you turn 18, try to get a credit card, but be careful, because they deduct points off your credit score for every credit card you apply to. Granted, this is temporary, but every point counts. So make sure you get that done so you can get a credit card and start your life. When buying books for college, make sure you do your research. Do the comparison on your school's bookstore, which most every bookstore for the college has, and compare and use the comparing tool to see what you can find on the internet. Also, one lesson I learned is maybe you should reach out to your teacher before starting classes, because sometimes you will need programs that go with your book, and the program may cost you more in the end if you bought a cheap book online. One other tip is to overestimate your private loan or use scholarship money to get books. Basically, if you overestimate your private loan, the college will write you a check for the amount of the loan that you overpaid. You could use this for other expenses other than buying books as well. Getting a school loan. FAFSA, I know, is probably drilled into your head by now, but all you really need to do is make sure that you fill it out right when it comes up. So, if you live with your parents, get them rounded up that day it opens and have them log in to your account or their own account and fill out what they need to fill out, and make sure you fill out what you need to fill out right away. If your parent is apart from you, using their own account on the FAFSA website is very important. Getting in early can mean you can get work study easier, and you can get a bigger government loan, which is huge when private loans may only loan you a certain amount of money. So you don't have to go through so many institutions if one private bank doesn't give you enough money. There are unsubsidized and subsidized loans. Basically, the only difference is that in an unsubsidized loan, you don't have to pay interest. In a subsidized loan, I got that mixed up. In a subsidized loan, you don't have to pay interest in college, and in unsubsidized, you do have to pay while you are in college for your interest. But with COVID unsubsidized, you don't have to pay right now. Also, if you live in North Dakota, you have a huge advantage. You get to get a private loan through the Bank of North Dakota, which no other state has. So it is super easy, and they're used to getting so many of these student loans that it is an easy process. Make sure to have a cosigner set aside so you can get a better chance of getting these loans. Without a cosigner, most people won't be able to get them unless you don't have a parent or guardian. Scholarships are huge in college. Yes, they are a pain to fill out, but what's a couple hours for thousands of dollars in cash? These scholarships can maybe pay for rent, or they could even pay for your schooling. Just depends on what you would want to use them for. And if you already have enough scholarships, or you got a scholarship from your college, local and private ones still matter, because like I said, you can pay off your rent and other supplies like your books while you are in college. The money goes to you, not just for your schooling. So make sure to fill out those private loans, because the people who know you best, or local scholarships, because the people who know you best will always give you the better end of the deal. Also, private loans can be useful if you work for a company or if you are involved in an organization. College ones will depend mainly on your SAT or ACT scores and your GPA, so make sure to keep those grades up and study hard. And then state ones may also be through the ACT or SAT, so those will be automatically given to you if you have certain scores. How much should I save for college? So I would suggest making sure that you have at least $2,000 in your checking and at least $5,000 in your savings, just for an extra little cushion. Trust me, you will use your checking and savings up so fast if you don't focus, and especially checking within the first month will probably go down the drain because of all the stuff that you need to get, like a fan, if you are in a non-air-conditioned dorm. Make sure to balance your extracurriculars and your job so that you still have something to put on a resume, but you saved up enough to where you can still float above the water in college. And make sure when you get your paycheck to put $50 in checking and $50 in savings, and you should be good by the time you graduate.